Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Father's Day episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, we shall be discussing Yellowstone Season 2, where fathers do what they have to do for their sons. There's a lot of that shit going on. So what we got? We got the Godfather of Bozeman. We got John Dutton sacrificing Rip to make Casey feel like he's somebody. Then we got Casey murdering mad people to save Tate. And then fucking
Jamie's down. Yeah,
Jamie finds out that he got a kid, random ass baby mama. We got a lot of things going on. Then we got the Beck brothers. We got the Beck brothers this season. And then we got Tom Rainwater. His reparations exceeds Dan's gentrification. But anyway, the Beck brothers fuck all that up, and then we think that things get wild once the hillbillies get involved. The Beck brothers are not hillbillies. But anyway, But anyway, let's get to it. Stacey actually liked this season. So we're going to start with her. What you think about this season? Big Heart.
Not liking it?
First season, she was kind of like, I'm doing it because I have to. But the season,
I hate
like,
it. It took a while to grow on me.
Oh.
But last week, she's like, David, we got to do Yellowstone, you bastard. I was like,
right.
Next week.
Like, how dare you take a day off?
I was like, hey, house got to get done. But I digress. Stacey, please. What did you think of season 2?
Team Rip.
Yeah.
All this hunk of man. Yes, I'm here for it.
Yes.
Him and Beth are my spirit animals now.
Told you.
Yes. I was sad that he had to lose to Casey. Even though I get where they were going, I was just like, he would totally demolish Casey.
I felt like I was watching Kane fight Tariq, and I'm like, we know how this fight. Let's not do this. Why be bullshitting? we know who's gonna win this fight. But he was like, I take one for the team, sir. I take one for the team. I was like, beautiful.
Yeah. I didn't know livestock agents were so capable and violent. I was watching Mayor Kingstown or something like that. I was like, what is happening?
Yep.
Make it about the cattle. Make it because the SWAT guy was the sheriff of the town was like, hey, John, I can't do any of this shit. Send in your livestock agents, led by Casey. He'll take care of it. I was like, what? Mike,
aka Spartacus.
Let's just keep it going.
I'm like, what?
Didn't get any of that.
Yeah, it was a bit much. I didn't understand the ending, like when they found Tate and the ball guy goes in, he's like, no, Casey, you can't see him this way. I'm like, does he have a butt plug up his ass? Like, what exactly is happening?
Oh, okay.
In a tub with his head shaved. I was like,
no, you're right. You're right. I thought some wild shit. I thought Tate was gonna be in a bad way.
I thought I was watching Mayor Kingstown when they had old girl in the tub with needles in her arms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna happen. He was just sitting there like crying.
He was traumatized though. He was traumatized.
Yeah.
Even more reason to see your daddy.
Right.
Well, he didn't see him. That's the thing. He didn't even recognize his daddy for a second.
Do we know how long he was in captivity? Because he was all kind of fucked up.
Maybe.
Huh?
Probably a few days.
That's all it takes, though.
No, I'm not saying I'm saying we did not get a good enough sense of how long he was out. Like, did he get put on a milk carton? I'm saying, like, did they put out posters?
Right. And what happened to that horse that he was trying to feed?
Lucky is
did he run away?
Remember the grandfather, the John actually closed the cage.
Yeah,
because he saw the cage was
open. We never saw that horse again. He never went out.
No, the horse was still in the cage.
Yeah, in the
John
barn.
closed the cage to make sure the horse didn't get out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but the horse is never.
I think you are. So let's not do that.
Oh,
where's that damn horse?
Yeah, you thought Jamani was going to do it.
And it's Stacey. Thanks, Stacey.
Then I just said, "Where's the horse?" That's all.
We don't know. We don't know. Last time we saw him, he was staring at John lovingly, and John was like, "Oh shit, my grandson must be gone." And then he put him back into the cage. And then John has to be the worst grandfather of all time.
He almost let him drown one time, and then
right?
That's standard grandfather behavior.
You give him donuts.
Like if you leave your kids with their granddad long enough, they gonna get fucked up. Like that's pretty standard.
his grandfather's duties has been revoked. Like that would have been my next.
He's
call.
like, yeah, you staying with your other granddaddy now. You staying with her dad.
Can't stay with the broke Indian. Like Tate made his choice. He's like, I'm not gonna be a broke Indian. I'm a rich cowboy now because fuck that reservation. That's what he said quickly. Actually, I get it. I get it. So you get kidnapped.
Ranch is fun. I mean, it's a play. He's running around having a ball. So
I mean,
does he go to school?
he does.
Yeah.
Off
Remember
camera,
the mother
off camera, because he said, "I'll feed you when I get home." Lucky,
He
I
don't
got
have no friends.
Monica don't have any friends. Like you don't see Monica do anything. I mean, think about it. I mean,
got a pool boy.
huh?
Got that pool boy.
Nah, he was trying to get that ass. That's different. That's different. I would pick that. I mean, he ain't got the money, but at least he didn't kill my brother and shit. And he's one of me. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to what I know. The
white man.
Oh, and I have a question about that. So Casey and Monica are not legally married. They're married on the reservation. Because I have that question because what the grandfather had said to Monica about getting back with Casey, that they had a ceremony on the reservation, but they're not legally married as far as Montana. And then remember when she had her license, when she had to show her license, when the whole you stole from us in the store and the boutique, and they were saying she stole something. They said your last name on your license says Long.
Well, she changed her name at the beginning of the season because she wanted to be Indian again. And her father's story was just to say that marriage is beyond the physical. Like he's like
they're spiritually.
So they actually are married?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I to your point, well, they don't show no flashbacks of the ceremony or any shit, but I took it as they're legally something. I take it as such. And which is the opposite of what he told Casey in the first episode of this series. Because he was like, you white, she's not, get the fuck out. Like, we ain't your people. But now to the daughter, he's like, no matter what, that's your husband. And you need to get your shit together. And I'm like, what? I mean, these are not the same messages.
Well, I think that they had the ceremony on the reservation, but they still filed the papers to be married, which is, two separate things. You know what I mean?
Again, that's not really defined. I think the
it's not. It really doesn't say whether they are or not, because you would think if they got married, John would have paid for it, right? John would have been, you know what I mean, like something.
Well,
John
told him to leave that girl alone.
Yeah, so that's we
rid
don't
of that kid.
Yeah,
he's all wrapped up in it, so he could have gave them a wedding. I mean, after the fact.
No,
if he don't want it.
What I'm saying is that Casey's military, so I'm sure he wants Tate to get his benefits and any and everything if something happens to him, especially if he's trying to re-enlist. I'm sure he has want his wife as well to get those benefits. So I'm sure that they may have had the ceremony, but then signed whatever papers so that they're legally married so that she can collect and everything.
Yeah. I would say they're probably, yeah. So again, like to your point, like I said, Kim, I hear you that they didn't show it, and I said, but I feel like the spirit, they probably are legit. Because again, she changed her name because she made a whole big story about it. You talked my granddaddy, all that shit. So
but it takes a minute. I don't know. I don't know. I need the director or somebody to tell me that that's true, because it doesn't sound like it. Sounds like they got married on the reservation. She never changed her name, and she didn't. I don't remember her saying anything about. She said she was going to go by Long, but I don't know. It takes a minute to legally change your name back you know what I mean? Also, you have to show that you have to show some type of proof that you're separated. That's a court paper. And seriously, you do.
I hear you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're also talking about a show where, like, livestock agents can just ride around killing people and get away with it, and helicopters just fly where you want them to. So we got some.
That's true.
We got to let slide. We got got it. But she went Indian. Then she came back to to her husband. It was like, you know what? I was just playing, and now they're back together doing that. Until the son gets kidnapped and everything.
So she went Native American.
My bad. She went Native American until she got hooked up, and she's like, "Oh my God!" She's like, "You know what? I thought about it, Casey. I missed that penis." She was dreaming about it. She was like, "Oh man, that's a good loving." I was like, "Damn."
Well, I mean, when dude was laying on her, she didn't seem comfortable at all.
Oh,
the physical therapist, she was kind of like,
stop it. She
yeah,
was like,
I was like, okay, so she's not feeling this dude. Get up. And I mean, she's this big. You know,
also, she's very small, but he was giving her
Very
the hand
small.
treatment during the treatments, and that's not okay. Like he definitely is unprofessional. I feel.
yeah, he's very, yeah, he shouldn't have done that.
He was
Yeah.
getting the feelings, and I was like, "Excuse me, sir. I'm here trying to get my body working again. Not get you working on my body."
She's like, I'm a married woman. He's like, yeah, I got you.
I got you, girl. Well, where's your
And
husband?
he's
Again?
still sliding fingers what ain't supposed to be.
He's like, I'm checking
Wow.
your senses. I just want to make sure you still got sensitivity.
Can you feel that?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Chris, what you got? What you got for season 2?
Yeah, no, I thought it was. This is probably one of my favorite seasons. I like how we got introduced to your to Cowboy. What's his face? I forgot his real life name.
Oh, Alexander Cora.
Yeah. So I mean, and I like how like he's getting away with a lot of shit that you know damn well like nobody else could get away with, like Jimmy or anything else. Walker at some point kind of gets away with it until this is where we start to see the friction between him and Rip and man, I don't know, man. I was happy to see that it was Casey that took him to the train station because you know obviously Casey's like, nah, man, I ain't gonna do that. Like yo, just don't come back ever. So you know, I mean, it's a shame Walker's gone. So I wonder if we'll ever see him. Who knows? But anyway, so I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed like y'all was saying how how everyone kind of came in with like SWAT towards the end. And yo, my boy Mo Plenty, yo. Mo, you know the Native American.
Yeah, Native American.
Yeah, with Rainwater. This nigga always comes in with just a pistol, bro. I love it. He's like, this is all I need. He's like, I don't prepare to miss with the headshot. I was like, okay, this dude's gangster. I like, you know what I mean?
Shot no one.
No, he did.
For the record, nobody.
No, I saw him. He shot.
He followed in behind Casey. Casey was like, "This is my mission."
And then
like,
then Casey at one point shot this way, and then Mo shot this way.
All right.
But David, he shot so good, he only needed one shot. That's why it didn't look like he shot anyone because he only needs one shot.
You don't need one shot. I was like, I'm not feeling it right now. But I mean, he later on, Mo becomes Mo. But I was. Yeah. I thought the assault was kind of interesting because again, like you said, these livestock agents, one of them is just a cowboy wrangler who wears the livestock agent badge every once in a while, and they're in perfect like Navy SEAL formation as they go into this place. I'm like, when did y'all train for this shit? How did y'all train for this shit? Like this doesn't make any sense, and none of you are like legit SWAT, none of you. So I was like, what? Confused. Yeah. It looked good though. It looked good. He put the paint on the face. I thought I was watching Charlie Sheen. He was like, I was gonna put him on the thumbnail. But
you know, probably even though it's a random moment that happened in season 2, but probably my favorite moment in season 2 was, I don't know why, it was just a very sentimental moment when Lloyd saw Jimmy I guess win on that when he was on that bull. Yeah. And then he got that bat. He felt like because Jimmy's always been losing his entire life. Yeah. In life. Yeah. And then this is something that was like, wow, I'm finally good at something. And you saw Lloyd kind of saw himself in him, kind of like a son, in a way. Mm-hmm. And then you saw Lloyd getting start to cry. I don't know why, but I was like, dang, to me, that was probably the best moment of all the craziness of season 2, even though all of it was good. That right there, I was like, okay. I was like, Tyler Sheridan is a genius because he hits you in the feels. He puts all kinds of action and drama in front of you, but then he puts something like that in there. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, man, that's the connection shit. You know what I mean? So I would say that's probably just a random moment that had nothing to really do with the story or whatever. But it was just, showed the relationship and shows that Jimmy is kind of growing, you know what I mean? As a person. So love it.
But Lloyd took to your point, Lloyd took a liking to Jimmy early on. He's the one that defended him when old boy went after him, right? And that kind of carries.
And everyone else was making fun of him. Kobe was making fun of him. Everybody pretty much was giving him shit except for Lloyd and Avery. You know, Avery, but Avery's new, so that's a little, it's a little different there. You know what I mean? With her. But yeah, so but yeah, overall it was really good. You know, that's one hell of a way to go out with one of the Beck brothers on the toilet. That was I mean, I get it. Casey's wife was like, "Yo, you gotta." I would be like, "Yo, you know what? Clean yourself up. Take that toilet paper. Clean yourself. Wipe yourself, and stand up." I would at least let himself wipe himself. But at the same time, it is his son, so I would probably be like, "Fuck that," you know what I mean? So
It's insulting to us that they want us to believe that law enforcement is going to come in here and believe that this man was sitting down shitting and picked up a gun and shot randomly at his dresser, and it with no gunpowder residue on his hand, and it somehow got shot like perfectly, like in certain very strategic areas. They'll be like, "Yeah, this makes complete sense." No, it doesn't. Like this, no, it doesn't. Just burn down the house. Like I would have took it better. They would have been like, "We're just blowing all this shit up. We're walking away because they took our cattle or something." Like, and I would be like, "Oh, okay." They should have planted some cattle on the house to justify why the cattle people were getting involved, why the livestock were being. That's what they should have did.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then finally, I guess the whole thing with Beth, man, that was a very disturbing scene.
Oh my God, that was horrible scene.
Yeah, what happened to Beth and Jason, her assistant or whatnot? That was crazy. See, to your point, when y'all were talking about with Tate, like I thought something very similar was happening to Tate in the sense of like when he like y'all were saying like yo no Casey you can't see. I was like, yo, is he getting like sexually like
that's what we were saying. Stacey was like,
I was like, yo, because that Beth scene was serious, right? But like, I guess I guess they. I mean, I guess he's a kid in real life. I mean, that doesn't stop shows from doing stuff like this, but and it's not like we all know, what all happened necessarily. So who knows? You know what I mean? But yeah, that scene with Beth and Jason, that was crazy. And then but that shows how tough Beth was. Beth was like, yo, fuck you. I'm willing to die fine. It's like, yeah, you're gonna rape me? It's like, you're gonna rape me right here, right now? Okay, like it's like, you and your little small little dick. I was like, oh shit. I was like, this girl is gangster. This girl is gangster. Okay, so so shout out to Beth Life Forever. But that's pretty much it. So
she ain't dead, man. But I mean, she still proves she's MVP. I mean, she still proves and Rip's a close second, but like she got it. I mean, like those two, I would watch them. If this show was just about them, and like they were the center characters, and then everybody's
Casey his wife and their shenanigans, and then you got Rip and Beth with their shenanigans.
Well, who would you say first?
Casey and his wife.
Oh, Monica.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. That might be a little boring.
Yeah,
I like them though. That's kind of a boring show.
Keep watching. Jamani, you joined in. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, what you got?
Oh, well, yeah, I was just cutting in to say about the whole they don't test for GSR, especially in a small town like that. That's going to cost them way too much money to do tests like that. But as far as this show goes, I would say that I was this however many years old when I realized what, being from the city and everything, that in this season, I was like, oh, that's what a cow has to do with cowboys and, horses and stuff like that. I was like, I never got the connection of why they call them cowboys. I was like, oh, okay, because they cattle ranch. I never got the connection. I just thought like, see them in Westerns and they're on horses. I was like, what does a cow have to do with anything? But all right, they cattle ranch. Okay.
Wait a minute. What? Really?
He said because this ranch happens to raise cattle. He's like, oh, that's must be why they call them cowboys.
I'm like, I never thought. I'm like, you watch like Clint Eastwood and all this other stuff. I was like, I never understood. Like, where does you call him a cowboy? Like, where's the cow?
You serious right now? What?
He's real. He's like, damn it. I realize they have to wrestle cattle, and that's why they're cowboys.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, Giovanni, we all take different things away from this show. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so you learned something new. That's a good thing, right?
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
I mean, it's not like they call them horse boys, but okay, fine.
They ride a lot of horses, and if you're riding a horse, no one's riding her. That's knowledge. That's knowledge.
That sounded very dirty the way you just said.
Well, that's what John meant. That's what John meant when he said it. That's what John meant when he said it. It's like, my daughters wants to ride horses. Well, that's what they say. If they're riding horses, nobody's riding them. Well, you got other or options. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
But all right, so one more self-deprecating. When you guys in the chats, right? I just look at the alert and I just see the first couple of lines and I'm like, RIP, I thought somebody was dead. And y'all over here talking about rape. I was that kind of Stacy was
unlike when Jomani says RIP, he's really just giving like actual spoilers of someone RIP.
He's like, no. When so and so died, I was like, this is real.
Bruh.
Stop it. No. Kim, what's up?
Huh?
Anything else, Jomani?
This season, like this is like really Sons of Anarchy or either like early 90s TV shows where they just like forget is meant for weekly watching and you're supposed to forget what happened at the beginning of the season or these different storylines because they just go nowhere. They don't pick up. they is like I'm binging this and I'm like, what the hell happened with that? Like it was just okay. So we have this character named Avery, right? And then all of a sudden, she just don't show up to work anymore, and she's just not there anymore. And it's like, but we're gonna continue the storyline as if she's still there because I'm like, what is it? Jimmy is like, yeah, I still have to pay this guy, right? Because she did the bear spray in his eye and whatever, and he's beating up my granddad. And he's saying, I need $1,000 or I'm coming for that girl who bear sprayed me. I'm gonna see what that mouth do, all that type of stuff. She's gone during this episode. Like she's packed up her stuff, left. Why do you have to continue to pay this man, give up your belt buckle and everything that you won if she's not even around anymore?
That's a good point. I didn't even notice that she wasn't even there. But
I forgot she just disappeared.
That's right.
They replaced her with the.
Oh, with Teeter? Is Teeter here yet?
No, there's no replacement.
My fault.
Who's Teeter, David?
I don't know, man. Damn it! Stop it.
No idea.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Jomani picking up the details. I was actually worried about the dinosaur bones that didn't go any fucking where. I was like, what happened to that storyline? I mean, they were chased, they were harassed, they had a drone and shit. Then the bones got kidnapped, and that was the end of it. I was like, this makes no fucking sense.
Oh, I just read up Avery. For some reason, for unknown reason, she decided just to kind of quit the show. That's why she just disappeared.
Yes, and it shows in this show. They just said,
wait. Keep watching. I want to say keep watching.
No, but still, it doesn't stop anything. No, for unknown reasons at the time she quit.
All right.
And thank you for and you just see.
You can't stop. You talking about the Native American young lady who quit?
You can't help yourself, David.
I'm just never mind. I got you.
One episode.
My fault. I said my fault. Shit. Who else you want me to say?
I'm like, all right. So, and then when they retaliate against the guys who did whatever to Beth, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this guy is supposed to be in charge of the liquor board.
Yeah.
The brothers, right?
Yeah.
They have this big house. They're supposed to have security and whatnot. Like we can't get to them. We don't know where they are. The end of the season is, we have to go in strong and we have to know exactly where these guys are, hit them at the right time, everything, so that we can find out where Tate is, right? Mm-hmm. They just come onto this guy's property, the porch, string these guys up and leave a note, return the sender, and the porch lights don't come on. There's no motion sensors, no Ring doorbell, no nothing. They just have all the time in the world to just do this, and the guy just comes out in the morning and just sees it. Like, what?
It's Montana.
That's what we say. It's Montana. To your point of like who gets attacked first, watching the season again, I was interested in why the Beck brothers immediately start attacking John Dutton in any way when he had nothing to do with anything. Like their problem was with Tom and fucking Dan. In fact, it was really Tom Rainwater. He was the problem because he took over Dan's shit. So why didn't they kill him or string his people up? Like they cut off a hand of one of his dealers, but that was it. Yeah. Everything else was focused on John and the family. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
I think they probably realized that it was easier to touch him than it was in Rainwater. Rainwater doesn't have any kids, right? Or any grandkids for that matter. It was just more of like, what is the easiest and convenient? They're a bunch of cowards for one. So they go for the easiest thing, which is why they only attacked Jensen, because Jensen wasn't that powerful. He had like one dude like guarding him, and that was
his ass whooped. I mean,
yeah, but it was like it was just him.
Constantly.
If he had the same amount of people as Rainwater, and, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, and he just had to be black too, man.
Right.
Like, I was like, why?
Damn it. The most incompetent ex-special forces, somehow current or maybe ex-cop I've ever seen.
But I did like that part because it made John look like a badass.
Right? His old ass coming in, I'm going to beat you up, son. I was like, they had to do that shit in slow motion. They're like, okay.
I loved it. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. I still loved it.
He was like,
but he did it to one of us, Kim. What the hell?
Whatever.
Sign off.
Kevin Costner. No.
It looked cool. It took you back to Bodyguard.
Cool. That's the whole point, right? It's to always let Kevin Costner look cool, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it.
I'm like Kevin Costner looked better than Casey when he locked him in the trunk and he was like, "You forgot to take away the keys."
Oh yeah.
We forgot to talk about Jimmy catching a body.
Oh,
not
wait,
Jimmy. I'm sorry, Jamie.
Because I haven't given my point of view yet. So
I was trying to get to Kim. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Kim.
Sorry.
It's okay. No, I enjoyed the whole thing. I loved Beth. That scene was very disturbing. Just as a woman, that was very disturbing. But on the other side of that, Beth is a badass. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. That's how you do it. If someone's gonna fuck with you like that, make them feel like shit while they're doing it. And that's what she did. And I loved it. And I enjoyed I like that Casey
can I ask you a question?
No.
Sure.
Do you think that what do you call it? Snowfall took lessons from that episode?
No, absolutely not. You mean you're talking about when Louis got attacked?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, sweetheart, the reason why I know, because women in movies have been raped and attacked so many times that you can't pinpoint when it first started, because it's been happening since movies began.
About to say Pam Grier and Coffee. Have you seen that movie? And the shit that she was doing to those white abductors? Yeah.
But it happened. I mean, I'm just saying, even in silent movies, women were getting punched and slapped, and it just happened. That it's just a motif that all movie people use. So no. But anywho, I thought, now this is gonna sound really weird, but I enjoyed the Beck brothers. I did, because they just brought a different dynamic to the show.
Yeah, they were good villains.
So they were good villains. Both of those actors are really good actors, and I really enjoyed their whole thing, right? They died really quickly, but I still enjoyed that they were like the villain of the week, right? Instead of Rainwater and David Dink, you know what I mean? So they gave us a little something different. So I enjoyed them. I loved their performances. And I like that they kind of made it a little funny that Teal got killed on the toilet, right? And the way Casey was looking at him, it made it even funnier, because Casey was like, I don't give a fuck, you're on the toilet, I'm just gonna shoot you, right? So I was very upset with little Tate's scene when his dad came to get him and he couldn't even recognize that it was his dad. I was like, this kid is traumatized forever. Like, he'll never get over this. This will be with him forever, no matter what his mama does, no matter what Casey does. John could give him the entire world, but he'll be traumatized by this. Not to say he can't move on with his life, but it's always going to be in the back of his brain that this happened to him. And Tate is he's gonna be a badass anyway. He's like Casey's son, so that's all he can be, right? Is a badass. But he's also John's grandson too, right? So he likes the rich life, and he likes being a badass, right? So I can't wait till they make a show of just about Tate, right, and his adventures as a man. So
Stacey and I were talking about that, and I was like, He needs to be straight Dexter. Like he needs to be like the Montana Dexter, just going from town to town, murdering people and saving people. Because his story is just like we ain't done. Like he is not done. I'm like after all this, I'm like after this series, I would love to see him grown and crazy.
Yeah, and they making it. Yeah, and it's his generation now, right?
Right, and like that would be a Tariq show I would watch. He's gone through it. He's gone.
Yeah, he really has. He really, in such a short time of his life, he's going through it. And Monica wants to protect him from this, but as long as she's with Casey, you can't.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do. Even if she breaks up with Casey, that's still Tate's father, so he's gonna always be in it. Like there's nothing she could do. She shouldn't have had a baby or married into the Dutton family if you didn't want to your child to go through these things, right?
It's just unfortunately they just love each other. That's the unfortunate
thing. They really love each other. Like that is genuine to me, genuine love. Like they are, because even when they got back together and she was like, kill him, I was like, wait a minute, Monica, hold on.
They took her child, and the way she fell out, she was like, ah, she had the boot, and I'm like, this anyway. Like a lot of things happen, a lot of things to this family. And I was like, I really felt that. And I was like, she's like, promise me something. What? You kill him. No problem, baby. And you know what I can do? Murder. Talk to you, I don't do. Tell you the truth? None of that. But I will kill everybody in Montana because that's how I get down. The Beck brothers were cool. I did like them. I just felt like for them to be, as they portrayed them, like a casino owner / liquor board leader, like to have the whole hillbilly Montana like next to you, and this is who they bring in. I'm like, that's a bit extreme. Like I would have preferred like criminals. Like, if there was some kind of criminal something, it would have made more sense. Like I would have been like, oh, okay.
And then the brother said nobody ever fights back. It's like, how many people have you done this to? Like,
right. And again, why would you do it? John easily beat Tom Rainwater easily. So you could just be like, hey, John, we want to stop this casino because it's right next to your land.
Well, they did
that. They did that. John was like, no.
No, they are the ones that attacked him first. They're the ones that put they did the whole.
They wanted to get his attention.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm like, all you did was like you went after my cattle, so now I got to bring in my
he didn't know that they did the cattle at that point. So
yeah, he didn't even know.
But I'm like, it was unnecessary. Like I was like, but it was unnecessary. I'm like,
it was necessary because he wanted to use John Dutton to pit them against the other ones.
They were already against each other, and he won. So it didn't. That didn't make any sense. Like whole last season was him fighting both of them, and it wasn't even a fight. Like John easily beat Rainwater and Dan. So it wasn't even a conversation. So it was just a way to introduce the Beck brothers.
I don't know, but I think what they were trying to do was trying to show that John's because John was already losing a lot of money on the ranch already, but him losing all that livestock right there, that right there would have been, I think what they were hoping for was put him in a situation where he don't have a choice but to go after Rainwater again, and this time literally make it where he can actually profit out of it, since not only is his ranch not generating money, but he now lost all his cattle now that they just fed all that horrible stuff to. You know what I mean? So like, I think that was their mind. That's where their mental was. The problem was they went too far as like them trying to strategically put someone like a John Dutton into a position like that. So
I was like, it was out here. I thought it was a little bit convoluted. But it looked cool. Like I said, they were cool villains. I just would have preferred they were like Italian mob or something, and they wanted John's land for their own purposes. Like that would have been cool.
Let me ask you this. Oh, do you consider Rip being a villain? I mean, Rip being a villain for what he wanted to do to Walker, and then Rip trying to set Walker up with the whole Sarah murder that Jamie killed her, but like that whole thing, like
he knows Walker's a liability, and Rip is trying to do what's necessary for the farm. Also, he don't want him around Beth. So there's a couple of things going on here. But
Beth is crazy. Yo, is Beth's doing all of this?
She's shady for that shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, but
you gonna just kill every single guy that Beth like hits on and like makes out with?
Yes.
Yeah.
His mission is really simple: protect Beth and protect the ranch.
Protect who needs to protect Beth? I mean, other than that one time with Beth being sexually assaulted, the men's the one that had to be protected by Beth.
Last season when she went to the bar, who came? Rip. She was like, I'm in here fucking around. She's like, no problem, baby. I mean, she knows she can call on him. I mean, she knows that.
Yeah, because then he also say at one point, or maybe it was the first season when he's like, you said, Beth, I don't care who you fucking or something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
He's lying.
Yeah,
he's lying.
Yeah. I mean, no, but I guess my point is like, you ain't, you know, what I mean, like you ain't gonna be like, oh, you go on a train station for fucking my girl, you know, which I will not publicly acknowledge to other people. You know what I mean? All this other shit, you know.
But,
So,
I thought the Walker thing shows Casey fucking up. Like that's short-term thinking. He doesn't want to be like his dad, and he don't want to be like Rip. But Walker is a liability. Like, and I'm saying, I mean, I would put that fucker down myself. So I'm like, he just knows too much and he talks too much, and I would be like, he's going through the actual. And he
just kind of mopes around and plays music. Like,
he talks too much shit and he knows too much. These are not a good combination. Also, where's his?
What's the difference between him knowing stuff and the other hands?
They're legit though. Like they're legit. Like they're there. Like Cowboy who does nothing. Like he takes his ass back to family business. So I'm like, why are you here? Like,
exactly.
I mean,
okay, is it just me or does Cowboy not do any chores?
He did nothing. He did nothing.
No, but what does that mean though? Why is he getting away with just chilling? He eats. He gives advice that's
yeah. I was gonna say he black and he old. Like you gotta be careful. Yeah. Yo, Kim, let's be real. Like
you don't want to be charged with discrimination.
Every job has like that one person who just might happen to be either disabled or a minority or a female or whatnot.
Well, I would think it'd be Lloyd because Lloyd is the oldest one out of all of them.
Yeah, but Lloyd's an OG. Lloyd's actually working. I was about to say, yeah,
he does. He does work.
So when he was talking to Jimmy in episode 9, he said, you were helping with the horses. Now the cattle, you were helping with the cattle, and now the cattle are gone. What do you do now? So the little things he did do was just off camera, and then he just sitting around. But I'm like, actor-wise, just like show-wise, he was unnecessary. Like there was no point in him coming to the show. Like I didn't need the backstory that he knew Walker before Walker showed up. Like that did nothing. Right. So I'm like, just in general, unless they're looking for some diversity, I guess. I'm not sure what he brought to the table.
I'm like he was.
No, I think he knew Todd. I mean, he's in a lot of Tyler Sheridan projects. I think it was just him bringing his friends over.
That's what I'm saying.
Just like you see in a lot of stuff.
He could have did something. He could have been John's old hand like 10x years ago or some silly shit, and like he knew the wife and maybe Jamie's his kid. I don't fucking know. Just to kind of put this thing together. Like I don't know. I mean, but just I would be like, oh shit, Cowboy's back. But like he wasn't even like, who is this random ass black dude? I'm like, I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about how people are less important than animals. Because Jamie murdered a woman, right?
Yeah.
Stuck her happy ass in the river.
Yep.
And they want us to believe that medical professionals looked at this dead body and said, yeah, that makes sense. Like she had no water in her lungs. Like a BET movie got that right. Like Kim and I reviewed that BET movie and they figured that shit out. Like dead bodies don't have water in the lungs. So
strangulation marks, petechia, all that good stuff.
All that in that BET movie.
Okay, so she had blood.
I guess after they killed the last dude, everybody just like, we just say what you want us to say.
What's up, Joanna? Sorry.
She had blunt force trauma. Like he hit her over the head. So if you're canoeing, you can hit your head on a rock or something like that.
Yeah.
And then dying, from a concussion or whatever the case may be, and then go into the water and you won't have drowned, you will have died, and go into the water and it'll be the same case.
I believe the story was she drowned, sir. I believe the official newspaper story was that she drowned in the river.
Yep.
But that's usually like the preliminary stuff. Like a newspaper can publish that saying there was a drowning or whatever because of the manner of the death and the way it was found, but there's not an actual autopsy or death certificate or medical report. Obviously, in the same day or the next day in which they take the body out of the water.
I submit this is just bad writing. They wanted her dead because again, she had a girlfriend and she had a boss. Both of these people would have been like, oh, she's going to meet her source for the story that she went there to write. And she never came home. And none of this gets addressed.
Did her girlfriend know that she was going to meet her source at that time? See that was the part. See, I don't think it was bad writing as far as how she died. I thought it was bad writing as far as the fact that she told no one that the guy who's upset and was threatening, like be like, hey,
And
like
threaten her.
don't release this. Don't like, hey, come over here by yourself, or well, the conversation probably didn't say that.
The bad writing is she said, I will put you on the phone with legal, right? So that you can know your options, which are none. So there's some part of this story that's already in the newspaper's hands. So why didn't they end up eventually publishing whatever was submitted before she died? Because they had a good portion of it, if legal, has already been looped in.
So that's your problem? But I hear you. So
What?
the article should have been published. Someone should have looked into her death at some level. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
no, they did. So a lot of stuff's not what you just see on TV in the sense of just because every single person dies, right? But a lot of times, if they suspect something, right, like if it's not foul play, they don't do the whole, oh, let me check every ounce of her body. That's the stuff you're seeing on television. Unfortunately, that's how a lot of people get away with murder. I hope you know that, like in real life.
I hope I know that if my girlfriend dies in a suspicious circumstances, I'm asking for an
It's not seen as suspicious initially. It wasn't seen as suspicious. People drown all the time.
Girlfriend. It would have been suspicious to the girlfriend.
Why?
Yes,
She did,
and
her girlfriend didn't know.
Yes, and then unless
Wait, did her girlfriend tell her
and spends money
Did the girlfriend
to get a second
say-
autopsy done, they're not going to look for it, and it's not going to show up.
Okay,
Did the girlfriend did the reporter tell the girlfriend? Because I don't remember seeing this. Maybe I missed it. Did the girlfriend tell? Did the reporter tell the girlfriend, "I'm going to see Jamie," or "I'm going to see my source, so I'll be back," or something like that?
No,
So
she
that's-
should have.
No.
She should have.
Then it's
No.
maybe, but still, I mean, common sense. When you do an autopsy, if the person drowned in a river or whatever, they still should have water in their lungs. And then if you see something around their throat, like scars and stuff,
You're assuming that everyone has a mark on there. It's not what everything you see on TV. Not everyone.
No. Well, let me tell you, with strangulation, I have yet to see where there's no marks on your neck.
Come on.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, as far as the actual first examiner, they're not going to necessarily see a pronounced like pinkness necessarily, right? And
well, actually, no. When you die, no. When you die, that actually does become more. Any bruise that you have pops out. It can. Your blood has stopped pumping. It can. Out.
It can, and then if it was seen as like actual, like either as a suspicious death, right, which they didn't know at the time, they didn't look at suspicious death, or like an unknown death, they probably would have done like a full-fledged, like checked every ounce to make sure everything like that. But because people drown every day, and that is a actual accident and whatnot, it didn't get to that level. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Writing.
But I do agree that there was bad writing as far as like her not telling anyone. She should have told everyone. That's the problem.
The baby mama somehow figured
exactly.
But the
baby, even the baby mama was like, Christina was like, so you did that shit, right? Because this is too coincidental. So if she could figure it out, then fucking girlfriend would have figured it out. Anyway, like I said, they just had to get dad to get her dead so Jamie could become a wrangler or whatever the fuck. And and I'm like,
that part, her girlfriend not knowing is part of our problem. But the fact that they threw us to death, I mean, that makes.
Wait, we will put a pin in this until later. I will put a pin, but they just keep it moving. My point is law enforcement and medical examiners. Also, who's the new medical examiner since the old one killed himself?
That's right.
And blew up his laptop. And I was like, stop it. We were like, we just gotta get another one. Oh, what happened? What happened to John's governor fuck buddy trying to replace him? Remember that?
Yeah, that girl, right? That little girl.
No. She was there to take Jamie's place as just.
That was Cassidy. That's Cassidy.
Yeah, that's Stacy Turner. I'm talking about what she's still around. I mean, she's still relevant. But like,
what happened with John Dutton's terminal illness? Is his cancer? And
that was an ulcer. No, they
the ulcer that now.
How did he get ulcer surgery and just like the next day he just chilled?
No, I think what it was. I don't think they were thinking that they were going to get a season two. And then they were like,
Oh snap! We're getting
Oh,
season 2.
shit.
Oh, we gotta get. Oh, Costner did say he's coming back.
Oh,
Oh shit! All right. Cancel's gone. He's like,
let me
you
fix
didn't.
this. Let me
He's
fix
like, you didn't get a second opinion. He's like, I ain't need to get a second opinion.
I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. That was some other shit. I was like, this dude's like, he just got treated by a veterinarian who's like, I'm gonna cut off your stomach.
I know, right?
I was
It was
like,
John Wick's. It was John Wick's doctor that he talked to.
I was like, where's the helicopter? And then the helicopter showed up because it's John.
It's John.
so get the helicopter. I was like, stop it. I was like, they do it too much. They do it too. They should have put him on the dining room table and then sliced them open there. And then they got to cook. They should have got to cook by season 2. Right now, all of a sudden they got a chef and shit, like cooking the food. Anyway, I want to talk about Rip. I want to talk about Rip's taking one for the team, right?
Mhm.
And then being recognized as a son. And this grown, strong man cried when he's like, Daddy. He said, read it again, baby. Read it again.
He called me
I
son.
didn't think I had enough sons. Then I realized one day I did. He was like, oh shit. I was like,
Okay, so
Okay, why are we laughing
wait,
at this? I
so-
thought that was a beautiful
It was
moment.
beautiful.
wait, no. It was
Oh, I'm laughing.
wait. When I saw that, I was like, okay, it made complete sense and it was heartwarming. And then I remembered what you guys were saying last week when I was 2 weeks ago when I was poking fun at their whole relationship and John Dutton not being hard enough and all this other type of stuff. And you're like the whole sandwich thing, and he really wanted the sandwich. Immediately in the next cut scene, right?
Yes.
He says,
yes.
Casey,
Yeah.
I can't risk you. Let's get Rip to go in there and drag and draw them out. Okay, I'll do. Okay,
Yes,
I'll do
Daddy. Yes,
But
Daddy.
he's my son. But I see him
my
as a son.
but you my real son. Hey, he said fuck Jamie, and that's his son. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, let me tell you who I really care about. It's all clear that Casey is the favorite, regardless. Casey is the favorite.
I saw that, Steve.
Casey is, well, whatever.
I'm just saying.
I mean, even Beth said that in season 1. She was
the
like,
grandchild.
he's the favorite. She said that. She said we have to protect the favorite
at all times. So
he has the grandchild.
And the
It's
grandchild.
not only because he has a grandchild, it's because he's the favorite.
Because
He's
the baby.
always been the
Because
favorite.
Mama
And
loves
there
him.
are other reasons, but
He's the baby. So
But it was just interesting that to Giovanni, to your point, right? That he was like, that's my son, give him the land. But you know who I have no problem sacrificing is Rip. And Rip was like, hey, I played my position. He's like, whatever position you need to be played, I'm that dude. And he said, I loved you. I'm assuming he's talking to Beth when he was like, I love you. And then he rode off into nothing because these guys couldn't shoot straight. These military trained assassins who took it out like 15 people couldn't shoot a guy on a horse just riding in front of them. I'm like, what is happening?
he had the paint on him, didn't he?
That's
So
what
the bullets
that
were
was
like
on the horse.
pew, pew,
That was on
pew.
the horse. The horse.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The horse got the spirits, and that's
Okay,
what protected
so-
him. Because I was like, this is that bullshit. But I thought Rip was done. I thought, okay, he got Beth as much as he's gonna get her. He got a place to live.
He got a family. We saw his backstory.
Right. We got the backstory. I was like, goodbye, sir.
Oh, he gone. Goodbye.
I was like, this is classic. And then Beth is holding his body. She's like, I love you, baby. I wish I had your baby. It's another story. No. And then then she hates John for the rest of his life because she's like, you killed the only man that loved me and put up with my shit. Because it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit. But I love Rip. I was like, Rip did everything for this fan. And he even took after he got shit on, which didn't make any sense. Back it up. John says, I have to get Casey to be in charge of everything. So Casey, you basically got to beat up Rip and become the biggest bully on this ranch for maybe 2 days. Because as soon as he got in charge, fucking Rip was still running everything. Rip was like, just tell me what you want done and I'm going to get it done. And then Casey was like, cool, I got to learn how to be a rancher. So what was the point of any of that shit? Like, we achieved nothing.
It's man shit.
I guess, and John is like, this has to happen. Let's just get this. He had the popcorn.
It was just a plot device so that Casey would be able to take Walker to the quote unquote train station.
Yeah.
take him to the train station and not do anything with him. And then Walker, well, you guys know because you went ahead, but I'm sure Walker comes back. Or
I love her shot. She said it. You guys kept on watching, fucker. Oh no. Yeah, it was clear he was gonna be a problem. That's what I'm saying.
Of course, he's going to be a problem.
He's definitely going to be a problem.
Why do you think he's going to be a problem, Dave?
Because when they went into that bar, he didn't want to go in there and handle business.
That don't mean nothing. It's not like he snitched.
Oh, the
What
bar
the hell?
scene was hilarious.
What the hell?
That shit was hilarious.
Just because he didn't want to be involved in some other criminal activity, all of a sudden, oh, you're a problem. Like what? Like
Yeah.
what did he
They're
feel?
going to see him as a problem. They see him as a problem.
Well, Rip
No,
does.
I understand that. What I'm saying is, I don't know how they would see them as a problem if it
Because
doesn't
if
look
you're
like
not
he has a snitch on his
participating,
body.
then you're snitching. So no.
Snitching, bro.
Yeah, if you're
Is
not
that- oh, you don't do
participating,
it
you're
with us?
snitching. So
But also, we
Either
okay.
with us or you against us, because it's like we got you because you are a convict, because for that particular reason. So
He's
we
like,
expect
look, man,
you
I'm
to
just
do
trying
that
to get
dirt.
money and make music. Like
But
that's
then-
all.
But then he said, he said, I can't leave the state. I just got to depend. Where's your parole officer? Like, I was like, no one ever showed up to be like, okay, Walker, where you're working, what's your status? Make sure you're not hanging out with known criminals, even though he is hanging out with known criminals. So, but like, none of this gets looked into. I was like, where's his music career? To your point, I mean, he needs to be on Twitter or TikTok or something, like putting out videos.
You think he knows what TikTok
I used
is?
to Twitter.
I'm about to say this dude been in prison for how many years? You think he knows even what that stuff
The
is?
internet is shit.
I'm like, this is
I've
such a
never
small
even seen
town.
them on,
John
like, a
Dutton
cell
could be
phone.
I'm about to say, exactly. They don't even
as
have
his
cell
parole
phones.
officer.
Well, what's up, Jamon?
I said, this is such a small town. John Dutton can be, have
Livestock
the
agent
badge
and
as a
parole
parole officer, as well as the livestock officer as well.
you know what? To your point, Jamon, I wanted to see that. I wanted somebody to call him up to be like, hey, I'm his parole officer. And he's like, look, I'm John Dutton. I'm his parole officer. And they're like, go ahead, John. I'm sorry. We didn't mean to bother you. I was like, he's like, yeah, this is my shit. I would have been like, hilarious.
A unpopular opinion.
What's up?
I know a lot of people won't hate me for saying this, but I really do really like Jamie's character, and I feel sorry for that dude.
Yeah, he's going through some shit.
I feel sorry for him so much, and I actually like him as a character. Really do. As much as I know there's going to be another controversial thing I say, but I like him just as much as I like Casey.
Oh, not just being.
No, because this dude, like, sometimes yes, he went about stuff the wrong way or whatnot. But I think it's because he overthinks things, right? He overthinks things, and he always thinks like, okay, I'm looking towards the future or whatnot. And I think my dad would want this as well as my siblings or whatnot. And then it backfires, right? And it backfires, and then all of a sudden he gets shitted on. He's like, oh, you want to shit on me? Well, now I'm gonna shit on you. And he's like, oh shit, maybe I went too much on the shitting on. So now he tries to retract it, but then it's too late. And then now they shitting on him again and whatnot. He's like, well, fuck, I can't do anything. Yo,
let me choke this woman out.
How do you like?
Yeah,
like you can't hate a guy like that. I'm sorry, you just can't. Like not realistic.
Yeah,
you can.
Not realistic, like you know what I mean. Like he turned in the way he is because of John. You know what I mean? And he's doing the same thing that everyone's trying to do. All his siblings are doing, trying to make his father happy, right? But because he does the legal stuff, and then John don't want to hear some of the legal stuff, then Beth, you know how Beth feels about Jamie or whatnot, and it just never works out in his favor, ever. And then he tries to save his family again by killing Sarah, and then that turns into be a thing with Rip, and now he's like, what, a cowhand now, a cowboy hand, like on the like, it's just he can't catch
a break. And what kind of Christina is the worst baby mom. She's like, look here, get your shit together so I can be the wife of the state's attorney, or I'm leaving. And he's like, but baby, I'm just trying to do right by my family. She's like, I'm your family, motherfucker. And this baby that you may or may not be a part of.
Gold digging ass.
I was like, well, see, I hear you, but she's trying to make him something. Like, she's like, get your backbone together. One, as Beth pointed out, do I get a whore too? Because she immediately was trying to fuck him, like as soon as the door opened. So I was like, not looking good. Beth called that like real easy.
That's always right.
She's like, oh, anyway, did we get into Jamie's and Beth's issues? Did that happen? I can't.
That's season 3. Well, the big reveal is season 3.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, David,
I don't know about your other
issues.
I'm chill out with that. I'm chill out. All right,
David,
I got you.
Come on, man.
I asked a question, man, but like I'm just asking. I can't.
Well, now we know that there is an issue. Thanks a lot.
Well, it's
always
clearly an
like-
issue.
There's always
I'm
an
about
issue.
to say, Kim, that it is kind of clear that
It's not like you gotta be specific because she's always
I thought everything was normal between the two.
No. Again, I just felt like she hate Casey for as much as Casey's favorite. Like no matter what he does, who he
Casey's
kills,
the baby.
like, huh?
Casey's the baby. He's
I was
the
like,
golden child.
He just gets away with all kinds of shit. I was
So
like,
you talking about Beth? You're surprised that Beth doesn't hate Casey? Is that what you're saying?
yes, because especially with season 1, with the whole like it's all about mom, right? And season 1 was all about her, and the fact that even in her death moment, she was like, Casey, be with me. Go out there, bitch, and go save somebody if you can. And she's like, I'm just gonna love Casey till the moment I die. I would be
Because
like,
he's
fuck
the
Casey.
baby.
Well, no, that just the way he is. Like, I mean, like, there's nothing that Beth can hate him for because, like, she sees that he's clearly not in it for the money. He's just like he's willing to live on a reservation, right? And he's like, he's seen some horrible shit overseas or whatnot, and done some horrible stuff. And he's being the most humble dude ever. Like, even though he has the last name of Dutton, like she can't really hit him with the same fire that she does everyone else, which is why she was called out on everyone else, because it's like, oh, I can pinpoint who you are and what you're really about. But with Casey, it's right there. What you see is what you get, and he just wants peace in his life and just want to just ride off in the sunset and just be whatever. So that's why she can't hate him. She can't hate him for that,
But the meth people can.
But to what Chris is saying, like, it might be a while since he's seen, I guess, season 2, like, in depth, but the scene that speaks directly to that is when she has lunch or whatever with Monica after the whole I don't know, shopping while native scene or whatever. And she says
shopping while native.
That's why I texted to Kim. And when I watched it, that's exactly what I texted to her when I first saw it. You talking about I know you're talking about. Yeah.
So, and she says, you're gonna leave again, and I want you to leave with Casey because he has a good heart just like you, and you guys aren't built for this, and all of that type of stuff. That scene basically
that changes quickly. Like, I don't want him turning into our father. I feel again Monet Tejada. I just feel like a Monet Tejada situation with John Dutton, because she's like, he's turned all his kids, like they are who he created, right? It's like, you will go to this and you will be this because that's what we need to protect his family. And they're like, yes, daddy. And they're like, get away from daddy, get away from mama. She crazy. Like she gonna make you like us.
Well, yeah, because you see that in that flashback with Jamie. It was, you have to go to law school. See? I thought you don't like lawyers, but well, maybe you'll be one that I do like.
Not really. And in the end, not really. Like
I hate them even more.
I hate you even more.
I hate you even more. You were right. I do hate lawyers.
Damn it. It was for Father's Day. It was a beautiful scene to see him. Actually, Kevin Costner playing his younger self with that silly little mustache he had on.
Oh yeah, that was so sweet when he's with his dad on the cliff. Yeah. That was really sweet. That was so
nice.
sweet.
That was nice.
I thought I was watching Thor and Thor, Loki, and Odin at the the beginning of Ragnarok. I'm like, is this what we're doing? Like, Dad, teach us more.
Don't go, Dad.
But what about when John went to save Jamie? I thought that was a good scene too. When he took the gun from him. He was
yeah.
I thought that was a nice scene also, because Jamie needed that at that moment.
Beth told her to do it.
Yeah, he did.
What?
Beth told her to do it.
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah, she doesn't care. But even Beth is really just, when her dad was crying when Tate got kidnapped. Remember, her dad was crying, and she looked at him. Then she looked at him again. She was like, I don't have time for this, and she kept on walking. I was like, she's a trip.
But remember season 1, she was screaming her ass off in her room, in her closet. And Dad gave no fucks. He was like, so how we moving forward, Jamie? I'm sorry, what? I can't hear you. Beth's still screaming.
Yeah, I think that he's just so used to her antics that he just was like, Beth is screaming again. And all right, so what were we talking about? Okay, because she's always got something going on. She ran outside naked and took a bath in front of the entire ranch. I was like, this woman.
This is
Show the goods.
But I'm like,
show the goods to the whole.
I was like, damn, girl. I was like,
she doesn't care. And her father's like, you know what? He can't change her. He can't change her. He accepts her the way she is, and he just moves past it. And I guess that's why she didn't go hug her dad when he was crying. Because she's like, you know what? Fuck it. He's gonna cry. I don't have time for this. I got other shit to do.
Maybe she blame at some level. She does blame for some reason. Like she blaming him for all this shit. Like you're the reason. Like Tate got kidnapped. I mean, he did see him outside by himself again.
Yeah, I didn't understand why would you send a child outside? Like it's fine that you said go feed your horse, right? That's fine. But I think in his mind he's thinking the security is the ranchers. But the ranchers were inside their little cubby hole, right?
No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
No. But I'm saying, but in his mind, he didn't know that they were gone.
Yeah.
But in his mind, he's thinking they're there, so nothing will happen to him, right? No. Who's gonna be bold enough to come on my ranch and like fuck with my grandson, right? No, that's the wrong thought. Like you should actually have a security team who watches your ranch. You know what I mean? Because people will come on there and do some shit.
I mean, I get that he don't want to do cameras. I understand that in the sense of like him being old school. But
he didn't need camera. I'm saying have a security team. Like at least have his gate is wide open.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying if you ain't gonna do cameras, like to your point, you should just have a 24-hour security team.
Yeah.
That shit got. And also, why did they make no effort just to kill John? I mean, like, it's like. I mean, they went after like Beth. Like, if I remember, like they went after. I mean, they probably went after Tate. I'm like, if you're gonna get that bold and go on to the ranch again, make it. They should make effort to kill Tom Rainwater. Just a solid effort. So I would have been like, okay, they realize who their real threat is, and I would be like, okay.
How would they get? I mean, I would imagine again. I think a lot of stuff is just more of the easiest access.
Yeah, because Rainwater has his tribe around.
Rainwater never gets.
Rainwater is basically a national figure, right? So you kill Rainwater, it doesn't solve the problem. It's still reservation land, right? Whereas if you mess with John Dutton isn't a whole nation, so to say. You know what I mean?
Montana, apparently. I mean, he has.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he crumbles or something happens to him, there's no one like they're gonna follow suit. His family or whoever is gonna. There's no one else that's going to come and step into his place and be the same thing or not harder. Like, you don't know who's going to step in after Rainwater on the reservation. You might get someone worse. That's a whole nation, so to say.
I hear you.
Yeah, but also, too, Rainwater has a tribe that protects him. So there's not a way. It would be hard to actually get this guy, right? Because even when John got him, remember he put him in jail last season? Easy. I was shocked. I was like, how the hell did he do that? You know what I mean?
Because he's not
there's so many tribal men around this guy. It was I couldn't believe that he actually got to him, but he did, right?
So I'm like, at some point, I'm just out of 9-10 episodes, he had to leave the reservation at some point. Like, just give me a good moment where they tried, and Mo is the one like shooting it out and saves him or something. Like, just give me one. But it was but anyway, it was.
Is that suicide? I don't know. I wouldn't have thought that would have been realistic though. I mean, I thought this is what I like about the show is realistic as far as who they go after and how they go after them. You know what I mean? Can't get to Rainwater, so I'll go after his dealer, right? I can't get John Dutton, so I'll go after his grandson in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? Now, Jansen, he's just out in the middle of nowhere, and he got this one random black dude who gets his ass kicked by an old dude. Like, you know what I mean?
He got fired when John beat him up. When John whooped his ass, he would have been fired that day.
Let's talk about that guy, because I'm like, his death was the corniest death in all of TV history. I was like, this is America. I deserve to be here. We all deserve to be here.
I'm talking about Dan's death.
Dan. That was the corniest death.
He's like, damn.
He did survive one murder attempt. So.
I survived the hanging for this shit.
Right. That's what he should have said. I should have died on the noose. That would have made more sense. I'm like, damn it, I look like a bitch now. I was like, but I was like, no, he took out a couple of dudes. I got to give it to him. I was impressed that he finally figured out how to use a gun. But Black Dude, I thought Black Dude was completely useless. Like, I mean, like at this point, both of them, cowboy and random black security guard who got his ass whooped by an old man. I was like, this is not good. It's not good. But anyway, I feel like everybody's moved. I feel like Rip. Oh, that's another thing. As we could to be like, oh, he sees me as a son. Rip is like he sees me as a son.
He got a cottage now.
But you're fucking his daughter. So then that make you his. I mean, they're fucking your sister though. So like, let's slow down the whole son.
It worked for Olivia Pope.
You know,
right? I was thinking the same. I was like, he was all like, Papa Pope was like, look here, son. I'm like, yeah, but he's fucking your daughter in your house. I can't remember what season that was. That was weird. That was really weird. But anyway, it's still love in the family. It's still love in the family. It's whatever. I love the music. As Kim has discussed many times, the music was still awesome. Always awesome. Keeps you in the moment.
Yeah.
They don't have a soundtrack, do they? Like an official, like Yellowstone season, whatever soundtrack.
I don't know. Maybe on Spotify. You gotta look on Spotify.
I believe so.
I
wonder is Lil Nas X on it. I'm like, I wonder was he inspired by the first season to make Old Town Road.
Wait, what? What you just say?
Okay, no, I don't think so.
You said Lil Nas X inspired Yellowstone.
Yeah, I was wondering did he watch season 1 and it was like Old Town Road? You know.
Oh no, it was Red Dead Redemption that inspired Lil Nas X, the video game.
Oh.
That would have been hilarious. I need him to do a guest spot in the last 5 episodes. I need some wild shit to happen.
He right now wears like a doghouse, so he's not doing anything.
Oh, what'd he do? What happened?
He said something fucked up about some people, and now
when don't he?
Basically, he's always saying some fucked up stuff.
Yeah. I would love him. I would love for Beth to take Rip to a concert, and like he's there. That actually
didn't he try to take her to a festival and she got mad and beat his ass?
Yeah. So as I said,
and she wanted to. Her date was like watching deers and shit.
Yeah,
like coyotes attack the.
That's it. Yeah.
And she was like, he's like, that's what you want to do? She's like, yeah, that's right. Don't you ever try to take me to a music festival, you bastard. He's like, I'm just trying to treat you
like
your
dick is small or something. I was like, wait, what? Why are you doing this to my boo?
I was like, damn, baby. He's like, I'm just trying to love you and get that crazy ass. Damn it. I was like, anyway, the day, I can't remember. I'm not gonna bring it up because I can't remember what season that was. Okay. I can't remember.
So that's why you shouldn't watch ahead.
Damn it. I was like, this is one moment. I was like, I can't.
Kim, I've been good this whole stream. So
yes, you have. Thank you.
You were like, well, I don't know what's gonna happen. So I mean, maybe not. I was like, keep watching. What's
I was saying, speaking of Rip, that flashback scene when that old guy was kept hitting him because he was, I guess infatuated with Beth, and he kept poking him, saying, or little orphan boy's in love with the farmer's daughter or whatever. I'm like, man, he let him poke him way too long because I'd have got up and whooped his ass way sooner.
Well, you gotta show that Rip is slow to
an abused child, okay?
Yeah. He was trying like he got over that quickly, apparently, because he's like, you want to fight? You can fight me. I'll fight you all day. Notice, Casey did not finish that whole line. Like when he became big dog, he was like, I'll fight you. What about all day? I'm not doing that. I'll just fight you. I'm out. Let me.
I got family back home. I can't do this all day.
I can't do it. Right. I got a wife and a son and shit. I got the big house.
I got a rescue buffalo, and it's too much going on.
It's too much stuff going on, bro. I'm also a livestock agent.
I'm dealing with that. I'm still dealing with my mental health. You know,
but somehow he never really he works that shit out. I'm like, you should be so kind of trauma right now. Like just watching your mama die. None of this really comes back. I mean, I'm like, what happened? What happened? Because
he goes into that shed and is like, I got your wolf right here. I'm like, the guy told him that he was cutting up the cows or whatever. And he's like, he acts like he did some sort of investigating. He just went into the shed and found a thing that the guy told him from the last scene.
Again, Walker, Texas Ranger. Walker, this becomes late. We'll see. like that. That's a spinoff I do not want. like Dutton livestock agent. I don't want that. But it does happen a lot. What? Like him randomly putting out the SWAT team and just like taking down like drug lords. Like what he in between saving cattle.
It's saving cows. Absolutely.
I like this dude.
Drug lords. Let's talk about the
See, they're
better
gonna be
version of the
smuggling
power
drugs
scene
in
where
the
they gas
anus
them.
of cows.
That's
So he has to save the cows and
to
take
stop
down
the
the
meth.
facility.
The meth is inside the cow's ass. Like that. Like, they
Yes.
need to bring these
Oh,
stories
God.
together. They need to bring these stories together.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
Remember when Jimmy
we
had to
doing like
stick
every other.
his whole arm up that
That's
cow's
he's like the
oh,
meth.
the horse butt?
He's like, the meth. I got the meth out. He's like, oh shit. I was like, literally,
You
shit.
just want to turn this into Breaking Bad and Gangs of London, huh?
I do. I'm saying there's options. Gangs of
No,
Montana.
they've already
Gangs of
turned it into
Montana.
power.
Gangs of
Gangs of
Montana.
Montana.
That's the new hashtag. Thank you. What's up, John? Sorry. What's up?
I said they've already turned it into power with that episode where they tried to. This was a better version of gas being used than when they
It
tried.
made more sense, yes.
Huh?
It made more sense, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, with the
When they
sleepers,
gassed
the folks in the trailer.
the
Yeah,
Puerto
the
Rican or whatever.
Jimmy's people who killed his grandfather.
Oh yeah. My bad. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
So did they beat him up again, or did he just die like later on from
He just
being
died
beat
later
up?
on.
Died
Yeah,
later
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
He
how
didn't
you
go
got,
to the doctor or anything. He could have had like internal bleed. He could have had a lot of things wrong
All
with
kinds
him.
of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like the belt. I thought again, Jimmy just makes bad decisions, but for him to be like, I need this belt buckle. I gotta have this
That
belt.
was great. That was
I was like,
great.
he's like, I'm
He
standing
should
up.
have gave it to him in the first place. Like, I paid you your money. Like, fuck you and the girl with the bear spray. Like, I'm
Also,
not here.
also to Jamani's point, the girl's not even there anymore. I was
I'm
like,
like, it's not that he went in to get the belt buckle, right? Because he had the belt buckle. He kicked the guy and woke him up and said, "You ain't just gonna sleep through this." I was like, "What?"
what if he got his ass whooped like right outside the door? Like this could have went a lot of different directions. This could have went a very bad direction, Jimmy. Like you need to keep
Jimmy, what the fuck they're doing in there?
Exactly. We're
Yeah,
trying to
that's
help.
what Riv was like. What the fuck
Damn
you
it.
doing?
I was like, damn
Get
it,
out here, Jimmy. Jimmy, get on that horse, Jimmy.
Called Damn It, Jimmy.
That's why I can't say that Rip is one of my favorite characters, because that dude, the way he be barking orders all the time, like, you go get on up there, Kobe. Get there, get Jimmy, get your fucking ass down.
It sounds like a South Park character.
And then here comes John
Curse.
Dutton, like, and then here he is with John Dutton. Oh, sir, yes, sir, yeah,
That's
sir,
his
yeah.
He
Sir, I
knows,
think
But
so.
but
Sir,
that's
your
what
daughter,
John
sir.
wants him to do. John wants him to be the leader. So he leads.
well, until Casey shows up and then he's like, sit your ass down and let my
Yes.
son lead you.
Pretty
I was like,
much.
nepotism.
Yes.
He was like, oh damn, it's like it's okay. But he told Beth, he's like, look, I know what I am. And it just remind, and I felt so bad when he said that. He's like, I know what I am. I'm just happy to be here. It's fine. I'll play my position.
He's like, I'm
He's
property.
like, oh, what's up?
I said, I'm property.
He's like, I get it. Like I was like, but he's like, you know what, son, have this house. And it's like, you know, thank you, daddy. Thank you. I was like, oh, he's so sweet. All right, Kim, anything else?
No, I'm looking forward to season 3. I'm happy that Jimmy found something like his arc. He finally found something that he's good at. I thought, because I'm enjoying his storyline. Hopefully they don't kill him, because now he's found his niche, right? Yeah.
And now he got a love interest now. Avery, him and Avery look like, ooh,
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But
Comes back.
at least we know that he's found what he's good at, right? Because all his life nobody's really told him that he was good at anything. And that's why he became who he became. But now he
knows how to cook meth. He just don't want to do it no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It worked out for the last white man. Anyway. All right. Anything else?
No, I like I said, I just want to see what happens season 3. So I'm looking forward to it.
That'll be next weekend. Yeah.
Are we actually gonna do it next weekend?
Look,
Because
look,
I've had to watch this season twice.
I don't see any house repairs coming, so I think we'll be fine. Terry says we gotta do house repairs, and we gotta do house repairs. I was like, I just gotta say yes. That's my job. But I think we'll be right. Huh?
You can go sit in the garage.
And sit with my laptop. Hello, everyone.
Is there any comments?
Huh?
Is there anything in the comment? No one's commenting, are they?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Did I get a like? At least we got 1 like. 6 people are watching. I think, maybe.
Anyway, you look in there. He says like, "Oh," and then David looks at the like, he's like, "Oh, thanks, babe." Thanks, babe.
That says Terry. Terry watch the show. As I said in the other videos, a successful video is 100 views and 10 likes. So if you want to see us continue to do it by season, we need at least 10 likes and 100 views. Just put it in there. Thank you very much. Jamani, anything as we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, I need them to get the storytelling a lot more tighter because I'm like, this is
Mm.
like, yeah, it is very hard to streamline the story. They're like all over the place. From it's very 1990s where they expect you to forget what happened at the early end of the season, and it's just hard to binge watch this whole thing because it's all over the place. The writing, as far as that goes, I'm like, as far as and they're just taking too much from Sons of Anarchy. I'm like, they took the kid. I guess they didn't have a budget to go to Ireland with Tate, but it's following the same themes of.
All right. I'll give you that. All right. I felt Sons when I saw Casey ride up with the livestock agents. They're about to take the house with the hillbillies in it. I felt Sons. I felt Sons right there. To your point. I can see that.
It's the same team who did Sons, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Just like so. Yeah.
You see the connection.
I see too much of a connection with Sons.
Is there Stacey?
In honor of Juneteenth, I thought you were gonna have a longer rant on the store scene with Monica, but
I'm gonna let that one go. I'm gonna let it go, bro. I felt some kind of way. I did, but at least you know me. At least you know me enough. I was like, this is a lot. But I was like,
are we reviewing anything for Juneteenth tomorrow? Like something legit?
Yes,
you want to go to the blackening? Fuck. No, we're doing the dirty D. We're doing the dirty D tomorrow. That's real black.
That sounds good.
And we're doing love and death.
Yeah.
There's no black people in that.
Chris, is horrible. Horrible. The acting's horrible. Everything about it is horrible.
There's
And this is
lots
what
of
you
big
choose for
booties,
Juneteenth.
so you would enjoy that.
No, it's a lot.
That's about all you would like, Chris.
It's a lot.
This is Juneteenth. We couldn't do like Harlem Nights for Juneteenth. Like no, you do this.
We're doing the dirty D. That's what happens when you give us opportunities to do our own shit. I was like, you get the dirty D, you get the blackening in theaters right now. Fuck that movie. I was like, watch it.
Is that even out yet?
Yeah. Of course it's Juneteenth.
Okay.
Yeah. You can watch it in 5 theaters across America.
You said 5 theaters.
It's like 1,700 compared to like the Flash, which is like 4,000. I was like, so like it's like yeah. But look it up. Stacey,
I feel like you want to review this soon.
Huh?
Once it hits BET, you're gonna. I feel like
if it comes on something I'm already paying for, I will consider it. I will.
All right. Let me know. I'll do that then too. That'll just be another month probably. So
that's what I'm saying. At this rate, that'll probably be next week. They'll be like, you know what, we got
Kitty. You got Sean from Power. You got Man Boy.
Stacey?
Man Boy from wait man. We talking about Man Boy from Snowfall?
Mm-hmm.
I think Kiki's in it.
The chick from what's that show?
The dude from White Man Can't Jump. He's in it too, right?
Yeah, Sean. You said Sean, right? Sean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stacey, for anything else for Yellowstone?
The hillbilly scene. Why did the skinhead shoot himself as soon as he got there?
That's how. I don't know. Again, they were guns for hire. This was not some type of like kidnapping for their people or for their cause. Like they were just hired by the Beck brothers. Also, the Beck brother didn't even ask about his other brother. But when the guy who's dying, the cooler one, wasn't even like, so how's my brother? Oh, he's dead as fuck. I mean, neither one of them actually.
Oh yeah, because that's what I wanted to talk. That was John Dutton sitting with him and said, him giving that whole long speech to the guy, and basically the guy was like, man, I know I'm gonna die, and I just want you to shut up. So I'm gonna tell you what a kid is, so you can leave me alone and let me die in peace.
Die in peace. I like that. He did talk him to death at that point. I would have to agree. But yeah, neither brother asked about the other brother. I mean, I just to be like, is he gonna be all right? Did you arrest him? Oh, you killed my brother, you bastard. No, that never came up.
They probably knew.
Just like to know. I was like, did he get a phone call? Anyway, Stacey,
Just waiting for the next season.
She's so excited. Next weekend. I promise. Chris, anything left?
No, wait for the next season as well, and currently watching 1883. I'm loving it so far. So yeah, that's it.
It is good. It is good.
Well, don't they have two shows? They have one like 1923.
Yep, and
Okay,
1883.
so okay, all right.
We're doing 18 first. If
Okay.
that's what. So we're gonna do 18 first, and then we'll do 19. I haven't
1923 got 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, I think they both do. I think.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm on the 18 one, so they're still working on that one. But I'm still working on that one.
Yeah,
And
I'm not gonna watch it. I'm just gonna continue with this one.
Yes,
and then move to the next.
and then we'll move the other one. And then they got a
well,
black.
I would say, Kim, there's nothing like spoiling, like no spoilers.
Oh, okay.
1883 that were like, oh, you watch 1883, like,
But I'll mix it up.
spoiled.
No, I'll mix it up because
The
if
shows
the
were-
names are familiar or something, I'll be like,
You were like, when they crossed the Texas, what? Like, what are you talking about? I was like, but and also they got Taylor's putting out the Black Cowboy Sheriff thing show.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Is
The
Or
one,
Idris
Black
Alba
Black?
gonna be on there?
Huh?
Idris
He's already
Alba?
in Extraction.
Oh
too.
no.
Like,
No. He's doing the story of the first black sheriff.
Oh, okay. I know you're talking about with the
Django?
mustache. Yeah.
Yeah. Who inspired the Lone Ranger?
Yes.
He's
Yes.
Blazing Saddles? Oh, okay.
No, what?
No, man. but
No, the black he.
I'll send it to you if you.
What year is this supposed to take place?
Right after 18, it's in the 1800s. So after this, that is a spinoff of 1883. It's a spinoff of that to an
Oh
extent.
God.
But
the dude from 1883. Oh,
not
okay.
him. I'm saying the same. I'm saying, but it's in that universe. Like I think you may see the character.
Okay, his name is Bill Pickett,
Yes.
and he was actually he was part Native American.
They
He was
are
black
every
and
black
Native
person says
American.
that. Every black guy says that.
And he became I'm sorry.
Like, it's
No.
true.
Bill Pickett
Every
is a
black- every
rodeo
other-
performer. I apologize. That's the wrong one.
I
This
can
is
find
with-
20 people in my neighborhood who also say they have.
Bass.
Yeah,
Reeves.
Bass. That's his name.
Like-
Bass Reeves is his name.
Yep.
But anyway,
That's gonna be that's gonna.
Taylor's working on that.
I feel like it's gonna be very.
Well,
cringe.
Bill Pickett, you can see he actually does look like an Indian. He looks more like an Indian than he does a black person.
So
yeah, people gonna be upset, and the moment they have him hooking up with a white woman, all of a sudden Dr. Umar memes gonna start coming out. I don't. I'm just saying. I'm
saying Taylor Sheridan is really taking over at Paramount Plus. Like he got a lot of projects coming, and a couple we're going to review ourselves. So I look forward to his additional his work. But everyone thinks, please make sure you like on the video and comment on the video, and we will see you next week for season 3. We're gonna chop this thing down so we can talk about From and that silly shit. There's got a lot of things going on.
Thank you. I'm glad you said
What?
it. And that's silly shit.
it's a lot of shit happening. Like, why are some characters still alive? Is my question. Like, I don't understand.
Stacey, aren't you always so happy when like you hear David say stuff that you realize like, yo, he's finally seeing the light, and it's like he's realizing that you were right this whole time.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
No.
I'm just saying
Okay.
there's some things going on. But but Kim and Jamani and I are gonna get into that. I will see Kim and Stacey tomorrow. And we will do that. I don't feel like doing that. So next weekend, what's up?
Next weekend, Secret Invasion, maybe.
Yeah, no, we're doing. So we will watch the first episode.
I know. Yeah.
Then we will
Yeah.
talk because
You're right. Their track record, Disney Plus's track record. Sometimes you're like, okay, we're waiting for the season. I feel you.
We gotta let this shit simmer, and then
No, you're right. It's not until you sit there. I was like, yeah. I know it's Samuel L. Jackson, but still.
Yeah. So we gotta check that out. Black Mirror. I haven't even started that yet. I think Kim and I were talking about maybe doing like which episodes we like the most. Can
I be part of that too?
Of course, because remember we did the first one. We did the only one. I mean, yeah.
How many episodes is it? Is it 10 episodes? How many episodes?
5 as of right now. That I
5?
saw.
Oh, that's right. They always do the little short thing like the UK.
Because they're British.
Yeah.
So they did that. Anyway, everyone have a great times. We're going to Fromville and